All right, everybody, here we are. We are going live and we're doing coffee and chat with Rev Bruce a little early for a special session. I just want to make sure that we have this set up to revisit our New Year's resolutions. I think part of what we're experiencing will be the time where we can see a lot of people who are ready to quit, ready to give in, and not see their resolutions through. And so I definitely wanted to have this time to where we could talk about it and see some things that we can do differently, and experience some things differently that would help us stay motivated to stay on the move and continue with our New Year's resolution. And so thank God that you've been able to join us. Thank God that you've been able to visit the recording of this, and God bless. And so let's get into this right now. Revisit your goals. First and foremost, revisit your goals. You want to revisit your goals, and in my opinion, your goals should already be written down somewhere. They should be recorded somewhere. It doesn't matter if it's a Google Doc. It doesn't matter if it's simply something you have in a notebook, a journal, a day planner. But you need to have your goals identified and listed somewhere, along with when and how you plan to achieve them. You need a plan together. And so revisit those goals and let's see where you are with those goals. So you need to revisit those goals first. And in revisiting the goals, you go back to the things you've set for yourself, not what others have set for you. And so revisit your goals, see where you stand, and you want to go back to those goals that you've set. You know, go in front of the mirror, read them aloud, and hear how they sound, right, to your own ears. Hear how they sound to your own ears. Are they music to your ears? Are they creating a sense of anxiety and uneasiness? You need to hear how those goals coming from your mouth and what it does to you. Is there some visceral reaction that you're having to these goals? And then if that's the case, there's more work to be done. All right. And so read those goals aloud. Do you still believe in these goals? That's a key question that you have to ask at this point, because if you don't believe in them, you will not work for achieving them. Belief is a key part um, in this whole venture. Belief is going to be a major factor in this entire venture. How much you believe in the goals, how much you believe in your connection to these goals will make a difference in your ability to reach out and try and reach these goals. That's what's going to make a difference. Your belief in the goals, not just your belief in yourself, but there's a belief that you are connected and that this is somehow attached to a bigger picture of where you want to go in your life. And so, your question today is, do you believe in these goals? And if you believe in these goals, then there's some work to be done. If you don't still believe in these goals, there's other work to be done. All right. And so take a moment, write a one sentence statement on why you still believe in these goals. Why should these goals remain on your agenda? Why should these goals be part of your 2023 plan? And write that out. See what that is and spend some time thinking, spend some time thinking on how these goals fit with where you want to go in the big picture, big scheme of things. Then you want to review your progress. Review your progress. What's going on? Where are you with your goals at this point? What's been happening, right? You're a little over a month into it, What's been happening? What's been going on? What's been going on with these goals? Measure your progress. Measure your progress. See where you are, right? And have you had any success? Have you had any steps towards success? Have you made moves that are starting to pay off and starting to show results? If you're trying to lose 30 pounds, you got to lose 1 or 2 pounds first. Have you lost any weight? If you're trying to build a skill and you're taking classes, have you completed any segments of the course? Where are you with your progress? Measure any success that you've had. Take into account, have you done all that you can? Could you have done more? Right? Well, I got sick and I put this off. I had family coming to town and I got thrown off. We went and had some pasta, and so I didn't do as much as I wanted to. I had too many carbs, right? Whatever it is, evaluate what could you have done differently. And thirdly, readjust your plan. This is if necessary. You want to go back to that sentence, that single sentence statement that you wrote on why you believe these should remain your goals. And when you do that, do some introspection, do some reflection. Do you believe enough in these goals to keep going another 10 months? This is quitting time for a lot of people. This is the time where a lot of people say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. This is the time where some people will say, I'm done. This was too much, maybe another time. And so, do you believe in these goals, in this set of goals, enough to keep going another 10 months? Do these goals need adjustment for achievement? Are there things you didn't calculate, right? Jesus said, count up the cost, right? Who goes into war and doesn't see themselves as being able to have enough to win and have the victory? Who goes to build a tower and finds out they can't finish it? Have you calculated the cost? What's in the way? Who's in the way? What are other factors? What are internal factors? Your own fears, your own anxieties. What are external factors? You've got inflation, you've got recession. Are there factors that are impacting what you're doing or trying to do that you didn't anticipate? Do you need to adjust based upon those factors? Do these goals need adjustment for achievement? Then look internally too. Are these goals enough of a stretch to challenge you? Is this something that you'll get done and then you'll have to come back to it because you'll yo-yo, you'll go back and forth? I'll stick with losing weight. Losing weight can go up and down if you don't just diet, but if you don't develop the discipline to change your lifestyle. And so that's a factor. Are you willing to change your lifestyle, or do you just want the momentary achievement of, hey, I lost 50 pounds. That was something of a stretch for me, and now I've gained it back. What do I do? Right? And so take into account when you look at these goals, are these goals enough of a stretch to push you, to motivate you, to have you go forward with them? I want to share this slide with you just so that you understand what I'm talking about. So let me move myself out of the picture, right? Look at this, right? Look at this. I use this in another video, and I share this slide with you so that you know where to put your focus, right? Your focus should be on making moves that help you stay motivated and help you to make progress. Focus on your plan, focus on your process, focus on your progress, focus on your productivity, right? Your plan, your process, your progress, and your productivity. Those will be major factors in going forward. Where you don't want to put your focus on the problems or perfection. As a procrastinator, right? Um, Perfection is the problem. Well, it won't be the way that I want it ultimately, and so why even bother getting started if it's not perfect? Perfection is the problem of most procrastinators because they want it a certain way, and I know for me, um, that's where the foot dragging becomes a factor because I'll be like, well, I need to get it right. I need to get it right. I need to get it right. It's not going to be perfect, right? And that's not where you want to place your focus. The problems are going to be there and other problems are going to pop up. Do you know a workaround? Do you have a partner or a friend who is willing to share with you their insights and help you with that, help you talk through that, walk through that? Do you have a mentor, a counselor, an advisor, someone that is your go-to guy and say, hey, this is on my mind. This is what I got going on, right? Who's the other lady that you have coffee with and you chat and you talk about things and you catch up and you're able to pretty much have an emotional or even a brain dump and say, here's what I got going on. I don't know what to do next. That's where you need to put your focus. That's where you need to put your focus on partnering with someone who can add to your brain trust, right? In order to get to where it's your plan, your process, your progress, and your productivity. Ultimately, you want to be productive with what you're trying to do. That's where you want to place your focus. Not in all that other stuff, not in everything else that's happening, right? You want to place your focus on the things that will make a difference. And I say that because if these goals will challenge us, we've got some work to do, right? And if the goals won't challenge us, there's definitely some other work to do, right? We're pretty much at a fork in the road early on in the road. And my suggestion is doing a short-term evaluation before you make an adjustment. Do a short-term evaluation with the plans as is, with the goals as is, and do this short term. What I mean by short term, 60-day or even a 90-day measure, right? Short term. There are 12 months in a year. Take a quarter of that and measure it. Take a sixth of that, right? And measure it. 2 months or 3 months. Either way, whichever one fits your plan, right? Because listen, when I look at my golf game may not improve so much in a you know in a 30-day span. My golf game, as you can see from my golf blog, my Breaking 90, it may not improve a whole lot in 30 days. I may need at least 60 days of going out every weekend, once or twice a weekend, doing some chipping and putting practice, short game, driving, techniques, different things. in order to improve my game. And so I may need to do that for 60 to 90 days just to see, am I on track? That's the question. Am I on track? And if I'm on track, how do I measure that? And if I'm really trying to figure this out, I want to get an indicator. And that indicator should be able to give me a good sign of if I'm doing the right things, headed in the right direction to achieve these goals in the time span that I wanted to. I may find out after 60 days that, well, you know what? At this pace, I don't need all of 2023 to achieve this. I might be done with this come June or August. I don't need the full year to do this. And so this helps you get on track, find out where you're headed, what you got going on, and can you keep the pace, right? Can you keep the pace with what you have going on? Can you keep the pace with what you are trying to do? Can you keep the pace, right? Not with anyone you're in competition with. You're not in competition with anyone, but can you keep the pace that maintains momentum, that keeps you moving in the right direction for achievement? And so can you build that snowball, right? Can you build that snowball to take effect, to move forward, and boom, accomplish things that you didn't see yourself doing? And I think that short-term measure with things as is can open up a door or even a window of opportunity to see things and see, okay, here are some key indicators that I was able to pick up as I was moving forward doing this project. Plain and simple, right? And document, right? You want to see, based upon that short-term measure, can you make some progress? And if so, build on that. Go from there, build on that, and go forward. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Build on that. And then if need be, right, you can adjust your goals as you need to make them fit. They're your goals. They are your goals. And so if you need to make an adjustment, you know what? I said 30 pounds, maybe I go for 25 or even drop it down to 20. And if I can, if I can hit 20 and then maintain the lifestyle, those would be my two goals. And in maintaining the lifestyle, I'll lose the other 10 and possibly more later on. And so it's got to fit you because they're your goals. They've got to fit you and where you are and what circumstances you're in and your condition. And you adjust where needed, not just whimsical, flying all over the place. Adjust where needed. Adjust where needed, right? As I shared before, this is the slide I used for another video on being motivated to make a move in this series, but I really wanted to bring it back so that you could see it, get an idea of your focus and where your focus should be, not focusing on problems or perfection, but on your plan, your process, your progress, and your productivity. That's where you need to place your focus, right? I want to wrap this up with the words of Napoleon Hill. Victory is always possible to the person who refuses to stop fighting. A whole bunch of people will quit. A whole bunch of people will walk away. A whole bunch of people will down themselves and go into a depression and all sorts of spirals because this isn't working out. Don't quit. Stay inspired. God bless.